Okay, this is my fourth, technically it's my fifth video. It's not the final video. I am going to do a bonus video about pets and evaluations. But for right now, we're going to check in on the world. Alright? I made a video last night checking in on the world. I posted it. I haven't looked at anything, so I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. But I do know that it's posted. I'm in a yellow shirt. Um, there's a lot of things in the world that we don't tend to acknowledge, which we should, but we don't. Racism is my number one thing that we should acknowledge above all else, if anything else. We should always acknowledge. We should always acknowledge when racism happens and when racism exists. Today, I did a video on TikTok. I watched a man get shot. I don't know if TikTok's gonna let it continue to post, but I did talk about how this was unacceptable and that this guy was the definition of a hero because he saw a woman being beaten. He saw a little girl, she was technically a teenager, being beaten and slammed on the ground. Now that triggered him and he went over there to handle the man and they got to fighting around a motorcycle. And I said what would have happened if it had been me. Because I wouldn't have stopped. The second I got my hands on him, he would have had to shoot me while I was beating him up. But no one really knew he had a gun until he shot the guy. But the guy is in like one of those Spanish-speaking countries, and it's really, really fucked up that he shot this man for protecting the girlfriend that he was beating up. He was beating up a girlfriend, then he was beating up a teenage girl, and the guy in the blue shirt came over and commenced to throw this dude a beating. In the actions of commencing to throw this dude a beating, the guy got away from him a little bit, and he kept walking up on him and kept talking, and then the guy who was beating the girl who was getting beaten, got between the two trying to like defuse the situation. And then the guy with the black shirt shot the guy with the blue shirt. The person recording the video was obviously related because you hear her scream, "Papa, Papa," because her papa had gotten shot. So again, are we okay? Are we okay? Is the world in this much chaos that we can't seem to get our shit together while my nephew is in the room talking as loud as he fucking possibly can? That level of disrespect. This is a 23-year-old nephew who owns a dog who we have to keep fucking taking care of because he won't man the fuck up and do his fucking job. Any fucking how. The world, we have to start doing better, y'all. We literally have to start doing better. Because it don't make no damn sense that we continue to do this shit. I cut my fucking alarm off real quick on my devices because it's going to be bad if I don't, and they're going to ruin my videos. Alright, so we're good till 5:30. Anyway, the whole point of this is we need to check in and we need to talk to each other, man. We need to understand what the hell is going on inside of our synaptics. Are we this fucked up in the world that we don't care about our fellow human beings? I know I'm fucked up. I care about fellow human beings to a certain degree. There are a few fellow human beings that I do not give two shits about, that I could care two fucks about. Because some of our human beings need to take a long walk off of a short pier into shark-infested waters, and I will cut their wrists on the way down. Or if I will quote Warshak, all the hookers and politicians will look up and scream, "Save us," and I will look down and whisper, "No." So it's kind of like that, because that seems like what the world is like coming to, especially here in the States. MAGA done lost their motherfucking mind. And again, as I said in the other video, I'll say this with my full chest: I don't believe that all Trump supporters are racist. I just believe that their moral compass is a little bit cracked. But I do know that everybody that's MAGA, y'all teetering on racist. If you're not racist, you're teetering on it, and you're making it acceptable because other people who are racist, who are MAGA, are just like fucking up everything for everybody. And you poor women and the poor alphabet community are suffering the most. So if you are a woman or if you are a member of the alphabet community, you may want to get the fuck out there and vote blue. I'm not trying to sway your vote, but I kind of just swayed your vote. If you're a woman, you're in trouble. You are going to be in a handmaid's tale really fucking soon if you're not careful. And that goes especially if you are a white woman. They want to wipe us out. They want to increase the white population, but they want to wipe us out. If you are in the alphabet community, they're trying to take away all your rights. They're trying to take away gay marriages. They're trying to take away every fucking thing that you possibly can have. Which goes back to, y'all might want to vote blue too. Now, I'm just saying. You don't have to, but just remember who you vote for does matter. And don't just vote in the big election. Vote in the little election. Because those little bills in the states, those are the ones that are really fucking important. They're more important than voting for President Trump and President Biden. They are. Those are the ones that will turn your state and fuck you 7 ways from Sunday if you're not careful. Now, I'm going to say this for all you Trump supporters. I hope y'all wake the fuck up. I really do. Because you're on the chopping block too. When the world goes to chaos, shit happens. But I'm also going to say this. You better take that dictator for a day thing serious. And also, I say this. A few more things before I end this video and go to my bonus video. 1. All dictators fall. And they generally fall by rebellion caused by the shit that they have started. Famine, stuff. The fact that Kim Jong-un has still made it as long as he's made it without being taken out by his people. Whatever he's got on his army, they have some serious loyalty. But here's the thing with America. We didn't take an oath to a president. We took an oath to a piece of fucking paper. And any veteran that goes against that piece of paper, you're a piece of shit. Alright? Especially if you're going to serve a man who looked dead at soldiers. Looked at John McCain and said, my war heroes don't get captured. Or my favorite, all service people are suckers and losers. And yet you got all these veterans that supporting Trump. Oath breakers, not oath keepers. You're not keeping your fucking oath. The oath was really quite simple. I, Echo Fan Greywolf, solemnly swear to protect the Constitution of the United States of America and all the rights and power in which it contains from foreign and domestic terrorists. It's not I, Echo Fan Greywolf, swears to protect the President of the United States of America. That's Secret Service job. That's not us soldiers, us Marines, us Navy, us Airmen, us Navy SEALs. That's not our job, us Coast Guard. And I don't know what the fuck Space Force is. But as for the rest of the military, we protect the Constitution and you, the civilians. We protect your rights. We don't protect the president. That's Secret Service's job. We protect the world so that you can have those rights. Period. So for all you oath keepers or oath breakers or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, you are failing our people. Anyway, last thing. We as people tend to forget that the Great Wall of China was a good idea at first. Alright? And the Chinese have said this. They've said this shit. The Great Wall of China is magnificent. It was magnificent up until the 40s when Japan took over with Germany and started conquering the world. The Chinese civilians had nowhere to go. Nowhere. Which is why a lot of the army of Japan was tearing shit up over there. Which is why they had comfort women in Japan and comfort women in Korea. They had nowhere to fucking go. So for everybody bitching and complaining about build the wall, build the wall, build the wall, why don't you ask some of the elders from the Chinese community who lived through World War II? How good was that wall when you couldn't leave China? When it went almost all the way around China at the top. They built it to stop the Mongolian horde from coming in. Funny how a person who was a descendant of a Mongolian decided that that's how that was going to happen. The Great Wall of China was Genghis Khan's idea. Genghis Khan, Kublai Khan was his grandson. That's 3 generations of Mongolians while that wall was being constructed. A lot of people don't remember that or realize that. So understand, be careful what you wish for. Same thing with dictatorships. How many dynasties did they have before they finally got a united China? A lot of dynasties. And you know what all those dynasties had in common? The same shit that's going to happen here the first time that we think we can have a king of America. The king is going to be eliminated by his people, just like all the emperors before that who were eliminated by their people. Y'all motherfuckers don't take that dictatorship serious? You better. In case y'all forgot, as a person who's part Native, Native American culture worked because there was a system in place of territories and tribals getting along. They weren't all about killing each other, not like the Wild Wild West movies and shit. That's like some shade on certain things in history. But I can almost guarantee you there was a structure to it. Alright? They bartered, they traded, they did things. And some tribes did go to war. Not gonna lie, some tribes did go to war, historically. But then, when the non-natives came over, everything changed. And tribes started learning really fucking quickly what affects us affects them. Because the non-natives, we all look alike. Kill them all. And then along, because they couldn't kill them, they decided, okay, well, we're going to assimilate them. And so in doing so, and this mostly happens on the East Coast, in doing so, they started coming up with these movements, save the man, kill the Indian. They started putting kids in boarding schools and taking them away from their families. And if your family resisted, boom, 2 to the head. Understand something about a dictatorship. All emperors fall. All kingdoms fall, with the exception of King Charles and their family. They're kings. They're exceptionally wealthy, but they don't run England, and they are blessed to still be alive. Take that shit as you will. That is not a threat. That is history. Take that shit as you will. Learn from this shit. Dictators do fall. Do y'all not remember the dictators in Cuba and other countries that was taken out? Do y'all not remember Saddam Hussein? Do y'all not remember, what the fuck was his name? Bin Laden? They were dictators. Where'd they wind up? 6 feet under. That shit can happen here. And the dictator in charge can be taken right the fuck out too. And one last thing before we go. United States Military Forces, or the USAF, not the Air Force, but the United States Armed Forces. They really need to get a different abbreviation because USAF does mean United States Air Force. But the United States Armed Forces is the bulk of NATO. Alright? Remember that. Our soldiers, my fellow brothers and sisters in arms, we are the fucking bulk of NATO. We're not going to let a dictator be here that long. So that dictator for a day shit, I don't recommend that the former president try that bullshit. That could be really, really bad for him. Now here's that thing. You will get some kiss-ups, or some suck-ups, or some brown-nosers that are willing to go that route. But I can almost guarantee you, the rest of the military people, the veterans and all that shit, we're not going to stand for that bullshit for a fucking guy who never fucking served and talk about our brothers and sisters that are dead, and motherfuckers that are serving now, that we are all suckers and losers. So yeah, dictator for a day, don't come see me on that day. I will do my time. I will do my time. Thank you all for watching. That is not a threat. Do not take it as a threat, but that is a saying. I will do my time. I am not going to give up my oath of service to the United States of America for a sitting president or emperor or any goddamn body else, because you people, I put them dog tags on for you. I got that cat card over here. I got that for y'all. Every soldier before me put on those dog tags and got that cat card, obey the Geneva Convention, the Geneva Convention, for y'all, not the sitting president. We are against foreign and domestic terrorists. So I don't want to hear no shit about Ashley Babbitt. She broke her fucking oath. And anybody who's a service person who's believing and serving and trying to follow Trump, you're an oath breaker. Service, oath, foreign, and domestic. Which means you are a domestic terrorist, whether you want to look in the mirror and accept that shit or not. You are. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Africa number 2. Be seeing you.